right? So how to spot the BS when you're shopping for a diet program. Like the laws and the science behind weight loss, it basically boils down to like two scientific laws. One is the law of thermodynamics, which is basically just calories in, calories out. And then there's a second law at play here called adaptive thermogenesis, and this is metabolic adaptation. So most diets are going to capitalize only on that first law to give you fast results, but unfortunately they completely disregard the second law, which is why you can't continue to see results with that program, or why you can't keep the weight off and you end up yo-yo dieting. So when you cut calories, when you eat less and exercise more, what you're just in a negative energy balance. You're consuming less than you're expending. And then they package this they rebrand this in different ways. Sometimes it's like color-coded containers. You get so many of different colors containers, and if the food fits in the container, you get so many of those per day, whatever it is. Some it's like a point system where each kind of food is allotted a certain amount of points, a point value, and you can only have so many points in a day. Some are prepackaged food options where they can control exactly what you eat. Some diets are just like restricting an entire macronutrient group, like restricting carbs, but they're all basically eating less and exercising more so that you're at that negative energy balance. And they call it different things. It's just different rebranding of restriction. Slim Fast in the 90s is renamed some other prepackaged meal replacement program every couple of years. The Atkins diet in the early 2000s is now keto. Okay, if it didn't work then, it's not going to work now either. So back to that science. There's something called the BMR, basal metabolic rate. This is basically how many calories it takes for your body to function basic life functions. If you were in a coma, how many calories would your body burn in a day, beating your heart, your lungs, breathing, that kind of thing. When you say you have a fast metabolism or slow metabolism, what you're talking about is how high or how low that BMR is. You're talking about how healthy your metabolism is when you're talking about your BMR, okay? This is very bio-individual. It is totally different for every single person. It's based on things you can't control, your age, your weight, your height, your sex, that kind of thing. But it's also very, very, very dependent on your diet history. If you eat more, it's going to go up. If you eat less, it's going to go down. That's that whole adaptive thermogenesis thing, okay? There's another item here at play, TDEE, which is you've got your BMR, which is what's keeping you alive, just basic life functions. And then your TDEE is your total daily energy expenditure. That's any calories you burn above and beyond keeping your body alive. So unloading the groceries, walking to the bathroom, moving your hands, sitting up, using those muscles, all of that. Not necessarily exercise. Exercise is included in here, but it can be just any type of movement, any added extra movement during the day. So your metabolism is not considered when you do these prepackaged programs, okay? They're going to put you either just in one big group and just give everybody the same meal plan, or they're going to like lump you into these smaller groups saying it's more customized, but they're just blanketing you, okay? They're just blanketing you with all these other people. It's not customized, it's not personalized, it's not based on what your BMR is or what your TDEE is. It's just this big blanket statement. And if those strategies for you are not sustainable, the results are not going to be sustainable either. So it all goes back to that like diet mentality or that diet mindset, that it's good to eat less and exercise more, because then you're at a more of a negative energy balance. The more you exercise and the less you eat, the better your results are going to be. And that is true initially, but it only works in the short term, because the weight that you're losing is coming off at a cost. And that cost is at the cost of your metabolism, your BMR, and the cost of your health, okay? This is why they quit working. They fail you. You have not failed these diets. These diets have failed you because of the second law, adaptive thermogenesis. So per earlier, your metabolism, your BMR is adaptable. If you're continuing to give it less food, X number of calories, it's going to learn to sustain your life on just that amount of calories, okay? So it's lowering your BMR when you're eating less, okay? It's slowing down your metabolism. Once your body adapts, your metabolism slows down. What was a deficit, and you're at this negative energy balance, is now maintenance. It's an equal energy balance. So your body has learned to operate on the less calories. So to get results, to further see results, you're going to either have to increase your exercise, your output, or decrease your input. You're going to have to eat less, okay? And that's sad, okay? It's an incredibly frustrating and hangry way to live. Your body, what it's doing is it's just going to cut as many corners as possible so that it can preserve as much energy as it can. You're starving yourself, and your body's adapting to that. So our bodies, when that happens, they literally cannot do what they need to do to survive. So this is when you start seeing hair loss. You're like, your body's like, I don't have the energy to produce more hair. So like, that's not a necessity for life. So I'm going to stop making new hair growth, okay? It's going to cause brain fog. It's going to cause hormone issues, okay? Your body, it's linked to infertility or fertility issues because your body sends these signals that it's not a safe place to carry a child because there's not enough fuel coming in. It doesn't have enough energy to create another life. It's going to cause thyroid problems, so on and so forth. So it's coming as a result of lowering your results that you're getting. The weight loss is coming because of a result of your metabolic rate, your BMR, and your health, okay? So eventually, because of all these side effects, you give up, or maybe you've stopped seeing results and you give up and you start eating normal, like a normal person. And because you've lowered your BMR, because you're now a more unhealthy version of yourself, that normal amount of food is actually a surplus. You're eating more than your body's expending to keep yourself alive. So now you gain all of that weight back plus some. So you can see how that diet you didn't fail. You didn't fail that diet. That diet set you up from the beginning to fail. Okay, the diet failed you. And they typically at this point, what they do is they blame it on you. You didn't stick true to the program. You weren't working hard enough. You're not exercising enough. It's your fault, your fault, your fault. When in all actuality, they failed you. And it's because they're in the business of making money. Because if they teach you what to do, if you can get sustainable results, they're not going to make money. And they keep selling you on these products. Or they say you have to go through another like whatever, something. You have to just keep coming back again. And sure, yes, my coaching makes money too. It is a business, but what I sell you is an education, okay? What I'm selling you are tools and resources because my goal as a coach is for you to not need me. I want as many people out there being able to live a healthy, sustainable life as possible, okay? And this is why my coaching is different because health comes first. Your weight loss that happens is a byproduct of being a healthier version of yourself. Whereas these fad diets, weight loss is the goal, but that weight loss comes at the expense of your health and your metabolic rate. So what I offer is a little bit more bioindividuality. I take your age, your weight, your height, your diet history, what if you've done any past diets in the past, what your goals are. Are you wanting to just lose weight? Are you wanting to increase athletic performance? Are you wanting to get stronger? Like, what are your goals? What's important to you? And that's why it's important to work with a certified coach, somebody who understands this science and can take your bioindividuality and apply the science to that to create something that's going to work what's best for you. So I use that same science. Those two scientific laws at play here, we use the same exact science, but I use it in a way that's going to help you sustain these results long term. That's going to get you to a healthier version of yourself. Whereas these fad diets are just looking to prey on your instant gratification. They're only going to work short term. And they know that you want a quick fix. They know you want to see results instantly, and they prey on that. And it's really sad. So that's the difference is I'm teaching you what to do. I'm not telling you what to do. And when when that whole adaptive thermogenesis happens, when your body has down regulated, guess what, guys? You're going to have the tools in your tool belt to bust through that plateau, to get over that and continue to see results long term. We have a long-term game plan. So being told what to do, being handed a prepackaged food option is not helping you learn what to do in the future. It's not helping the future you. And it truly is so liberating knowing that I eat like 2,100 calories in a day and I'm not gaining a single pound. Okay, that's liberating to know that I'm eating probably twice as much as most people in the diet industry and don't gain a single pound. Anyway, so something the diet industry also doesn't really want you to know, specifically like the meal replacement programs, like where they're giving you these prepackaged meals, is they don't want you to read the ingredients, because what I'm also focusing on is whole food nutrition, fueling your body with food that you can buy at the grocery store. You don't have to buy anything, any supplements, any pills, any shakes, there's nothing you have to continue to buy. I'm teaching you how to go to Kroger or your local grocery store or Walmart or HEB or whatever it is and buy groceries, okay? And cook meals that your whole family eats, because it's no fun to be eating something that looks like space food when your family's enjoying something that looks and smells delicious, okay? I ain't about cooking different meals, okay? And this space food that you have is full of chemicals, okay? It's full of chemicals, it's full of carcinogens, it's full of artificial sweeteners and soy. It's really, guys, a lot of our processed food is, but specifically those foods. And it's really no wonder that like cancer is at an all-time high, that our infertility rates are like increasing, diabetes is skyrocketing. These chronic diseases are like killing 3 in 5 people. 3 in 5 people are going to die from a chronic disease. Okay, something that can be prevented with the way you take care of your body. All right, so if you start eliminating a lot of these kinds of ingredients that are in these prepackaged foods, you're going to see a health change. Again, they're not concerned about your health. They're only concerned about your weight, okay? So something else, speaking back to the dinner table, is like, what are you teaching your children? When you sit down with your space food and your kids are all eating something different, like what example are you setting for them? Are you breaking a diet cycle, or are you just sending it on to the next generation? Are you treating your body the way you want your child to treat their body? Are you feeding yourself something that you would never feed your child? Are you talking to yourself in a way that you would never want your child to talk to their self? Like, what kind of damage are you not only doing to yourself, but to the next generation when they see you doing these things, okay? What kind of damage are you doing to your own body so that you can lose 5 pounds to fit into a swimsuit for 1 week on vacation, okay? Starving yourself and giving up your health just to be skinny is not worth it, okay? It's not helping you, and it's not helping those little eyes that are watching you, okay? So if you're looking into programs, trying to figure out what to do, if I've piqued your interest, here are some things I want you to ask yourself as you're looking at different diet programs, okay? First and foremost, do they have your health in mind, okay? Are they only focused on your weight, or are they focused on your health? And this is a big shift in the industry right now. Weight Watchers, I mean, literally the name was talking about watching your weight, is now rebranded to WW, because everyone now knows that your scale weight is not a representation of your health. And so people are moving away from that. They literally rebranded because of the stance that they were built on, okay? So a good way of knowing if a company has your health in mind or just your weight is, how are they measuring success? Is it just by the scale? Or are they asking you for non-scale victories? Are they asking you, are you sleeping better? Do you have more energy? Are your clothes fitting better? Are your rings spinning on your finger with, less inflammation? Do you have more strength? Are you stronger? Do you have better blood work at the doctor? Are your hormones happier? Has your cycle gone back to normal? Okay, these are all non-scale victories that you're getting healthy. Okay, something else to ask yourself. I've already touched on this, but can I do this forever? Can I do these strategies forever? If you're not going to give up carbs forever, it's not going to be helpful to do it for 6 weeks. If you're not going to buy their prepackaged food forever, you're not going to be able to keep the weight off because you haven't learned anything. You're just following rules, okay? It's not going to work long-term if you can't do the strategies long-term, which kind of leads me to an exit strategy. You may not be able to do those strategies long term, but do they give you the tools and equip you with an exit strategy? What do you do if you reach your goals? How do you maintain this? Like, what if I don't constantly want to be dieting? How do I maintain the results I get? Is there a game plan for that? What's the plan if I hit a plateau? What happens when that whole adaptive thermogenesis happens and I've quit seeing results? What happens? Do I have to further restrict, or do I have to exercise more? Because that's not a sustainable way to live either. So as you can see, this is why it works. Okay, this is a science. You will lose weight, but you're not getting any healthier, and your weight loss is coming at the expense of your hormones, your health, and your metabolism. So I don't really honestly give a crap what the results you get from these fad diets, because if you can't keep it off, it really means absolutely nothing. You don't want, honestly, if you really ask yourself, you don't want to just lose weight. You're actually wanting to learn how to be a person who weighs less. You want a healthy relationship with food, with your body, with fitness. You don't want to be miserable and have to suffer through a diet and exercise program. When you have a healthy relationship with your body, with food, with fitness, it's something that's sustainable because it's something you enjoy. So if this is you, if you're a chronic dieter and it's time to try something new, I invite you to jump in and join my next group. I typically start a group once a month, and I would love to have you join me or ask me a couple of questions about what I do and how it's different than what you do. I want you to quit under eating. Okay, I want you to quit restricting yourself. I want you to quit jumping at the next fad diet. I want you to quit paying for skinny with your health. And so if you want to learn more, I would love to teach you.